So what we're doing today is kind of a refresher. We're not going to discuss all the biblical foundation for health coaching. This is more practical hands-on training. And so after this, what we're going to do in this presentation, we're going to kind of look at the fundamentals of health partnering and how to use the health partner materials. And then we're going to break off into groups and we're going to do it. We're going to do the whole first session. So if you're here how many of you are here to learn how to coach other people? 1, 2, 3. Okay. And how many of you are here because you want someone to help you with your health goals? Okay. All right. Some are doing both. Great. Okay. So if you're just here to learn about your health goals, this first part is kind of not going to be particularly for you. It's going to be for the person that's going to help you. And then once we break off into groups, you're going to get with the person that's going to coach you. And then they're going to do your whole first session here. So what you're going to do today is you're going to look at how to you're going to set up your wellness vision, and we'll look at what that is. We're going to look at your obstacles, strategies to overcome the obstacles, your motivators, support system. We're going to set all that up today, and we're going to get you with a goal for this week. Okay? And then you'll meet with that person once a week for a minimum of 12 sessions, and then hopefully by that time you'll be seeing some progress. And let's see, I wonder... RJ's not here, is he? Or Daniel? Okay. So maybe we can get Dina in here, and she can just share a little testimony. Could you get her for us? So there's a gentleman here in this church. Actually, when I did the training last time, I coached him. And he was over 200 pounds. He needed to be less. Healthy diet at all. He'd never eaten a blueberry in his life, if that says anything, which I think is kind of blew my mind. But he got on the right track and set him up with someone that was at the training, and they've been coaching ever since, and he has lost 40 pounds. I'm not sure if he's complete. I haven't checked with him today, but he's either off or really close to being off his high blood pressure medication. Just amazing results from this program, and it's super simple. Dina, I was going to ask you, do you want to share about the gentleman you're coaching? Yeah. And gray mic.
So we had a gentleman...
Can you turn the gray mic on?
We had a gentleman join our group who, you may have met him, 400 pounds, and really, really wanting to lose, just in tears wanting to lose. And so he signed up for this program, and we became friends. I really appreciated getting to know him, just a very special person who'd been through a really traumatic loss, and that loss had kind of driven him to overeating. And he's already lost 50 pounds of those 400, so I can't say he's a 400-pounder anymore. And the beauty of this is not only has he lost the weight, but he's just improved his whole lifestyle. It's not just about losing weight, it's about the whole package. And that's one thing I really, really like about this program, because he's learning to improve his sleep patterns, which do impact weight. He's learning to do better exercise time outdoors, drinking more water. Each of those components throughout the whole thing helps one. I mean, even if you're a normal weight, I think this program is an excellent one for improving other aspects of one's health. So I'm excited about it for that reason. The other thing I really have enjoyed is that I put him in the position of encouraging me as well, because there's things I need to improve on. And so I've made commitments to him, and that has driven me to do things that I wouldn't have done otherwise. So that's another thing that's been a real blessing.
Yeah. So RJ, the guy that's been coaching the guy in this church, he said, since I started coaching him, I've lost 14 or 17 pounds. And he says, I figured I should start listening to the good advice I'm giving him, and it's working. So, and I've seen that as a coach. Sometimes I'm slipping on drinking my water, and the person that I'm coaching is just, every week, they're just getting their water goal. I'm like, I need to step it up. So guess what I do? I start getting my water goal up because I don't want to be a hypocrite, And so it's just a nice experience for both people. So in this presentation, this is like the last presentation I do in my full training. So it's presentation 4, but for us today, it's presentation 1. We're going to look at the fundamentals of health partnering and how to use the materials. Now, everyone's aware of the prices of the materials? No? Okay. It was in the bulletin. Yeah, if you would. And I'll grab you some here.
So the materials, you always have to remind yourself, it's not just the paper and the cover of the book that you're putting the money into. You're putting it also into the brains that went behind this. The laborer is worthy of his hire. So Joshua has done an outstanding job of putting these 2 books together. I wasn't able to make it for a variety of reasons. The first time we had a program here on how to do this, and I simply opened this health partner guide, step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's well organized. This guy has an organized brain. Anyway, I really appreciated it. It was very simple to do. This booklet is the one that each partner in the team has. What we're offering you this afternoon are 2, and you correct me if you are uncomfortable with this. We're offering you 2 options. One is to partner with somebody in the church. Each of you will need to have one of these books. And you folks from out of town, do the same thing. You get 1 partner book each. And then you coach each other or partner with each other using this as your guide. If you want to use the health partner guide to help you help your partner, you're welcome to get this one as well. So the health partners can each own this book as well. That's all of the first opportunity. The second opportunity is you just want to be a coach. You want to be a health partner that helps guide somebody through their health issues. You're not there for the help yourself so much as to help the other person, right? So then you do definitely need to have this book. So the 2 books are priced. This one is $30. This one is $65. And again, as I said, it's the material in here that you're paying for, not just the paper and the binding. This one is optional if you're just partnering one-on-one. Now, in terms of payment, we didn't want to do an exchange of money on the Sabbath day. So what we thought would be what makes this the easiest for everybody, I'm wondering if we should cover the payment part at the end when more people are here.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I was just starting to share that, but there's more people coming in from lunch. And so anyway, these are the 2 books. Very easy to use. You can come up and take a look at them. They're outlined in a way that just makes it super, super easy to follow. They coordinate with the video that you show. The video, you set your health goals using this little booklet, and your partner sets their goals, and you're good to go. And you write it in. There's lots of space to write it in. So you can expand on these a little beyond maybe what I did.
A little later, yeah. So what we're going to show you when it says how to use the materials, we're going to go over basically this one. So what we're doing in this first half is kind of training the coaches, a refresher. This is the hard copy here. And we're going to go over this one, how to use it. You'll see just how simple and streamlined it is. Just to kind of go off what Dina was talking about, how much goes into these books. It took me 2 years and about $20,000 to put these together. So, and that was so I was working, and the work I had was really flexible as a Bible worker. And so money that I could have made working, I wasn't working those hours because I was putting this together. So doing that over 2 years, basically I didn't make a lot of money, plus, getting them designed, professional design, and all that costs quite a bit as well. So just to kind of let you know. Now, the profit that we make from this, none of it stays with us. All of it stays in the ministry. And our goal is to not take any profit until it's translated into every language on the planet, because we want this to go worldwide, and we want everyone to benefit from this. So, none of that stays with us. All that stays in the ministry. Okay, so the fundamentals of health partnering. There's 2 things that you need to know in being a health partner, and it's very simple. A good health partner is a good active listener and asks open-ended questions. You're going to see that doing this is so simple, really anyone can do it at any age. If you can read, you can do it. It's very simple. So you're a good active listener and you ask open-ended questions. So what is active listening? Active listening is mirroring the person's emotions. If the person's crying, don't be laughing. It's common sense, right? If they're laughing, don't be crying. Just be in the conversation and just kind of go with the flow. Repeat their question. A lot of times, someone asks you a question. This happened to me yesterday. Someone asked me a question. I went on this whole long tangent, and then they said, "So, Gabriel, what was the question you actually asked?" And I was like, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So repeat the question. If they ask you a question, so you're saying you're struggling with watching too much TV and you want to know how to watch less. Okay, now I understand the question. Now I can properly answer that question. So you're mirroring their emotions, you're repeating their questions, and you're giving reassuring gestures when they're talking. So in other words, put your phone away, don't be distracted, let them know that you're paying attention, don't just be looking at them and spacing out, okay? And don't butt in. This is the hardest thing. Bite your tongue before you open your mouth, right? So let them finish, no matter how long they're going on about something. Just let them express themselves, and it's gonna go a lot smoother. Open-ended questions. So questions that can't be answered with basically one-word answers, okay? Instead of saying, "Did you have a good day today?" You can say, "Would you tell me about your day today?" See the difference? How was your day today? Good. Would you tell me about your day today? Good. Well, it opens up for more conversation. And open-ended questions usually lead into more questions. So this is just something that takes practice. So you can practice at the grocery store. You can practice on your spouse, on your kids, on your pet. You might not get a good answer there. But just practice everywhere you go. And the purpose of open-ended questions is to lead the person somewhere. Okay? A lot of us, we have things wrong with us and we don't notice it. But as a coach is talking to you, he or she's going to pick up on little things and they're going to say, "I think I know where the problem is." But the coach's job is not to say, "I know what's wrong with you." Right? The coach's job is to just ask questions to lead that person to that conclusion. And the way you can formulate the question is going to help them draw that conclusion. So it just takes practice, and I have sample questions in here. So if you don't know what question to ask, there's questions in the book. I'm telling you, it's almost bulletproof. Health partnering do's. Okay, there's do's and don'ts in health partnering. We're going to cover the do's first. You want to renew your rapport and trust at the beginning of each session. So, "Hey man, how's your week? So how was, did you have a good week this week? Oh yeah, this was mine." Just kind of reunite and keep building that relationship. Discuss the gap between now and the desired vision. So, for instance, the gentleman Dina's coaching is 400 pounds. Is his goal going to be a small goal or a big goal? It's going to be a big goal, right? It's going to take a long time to do it in a healthy way, to drop that weight. So, you want to lose 200 pounds. That's like an amazing goal, but it's going to take time. This doesn't happen overnight. Just kind of help them be aware. Now, this is why I say that the program is for a minimum of 12 weeks. He's not going to accomplish that in 12 weeks in a healthy way, right? So a health partner is not just there, okay, we went through the book, cool, we're done, see you later. You only lost 20 pounds of that 200. No, the health partner is supposed to, he's your partner. He's with you till you're done and you are as good a health as you can be, okay? And that might take 12 weeks, it might take 12 months, it might take 24 months.
What my partner and I have done is to shift down to about twice a month, every couple of weeks.
Yeah. After the first 12. That's a good idea. Yeah. No, that's good because he's long term. So you're still gonna do that, Raluca.
And what we did during the pandemic, we were just starting our health coaching and we did it over Zoom, and it actually worked really well.
Right.
Just because of the distance. If somebody that you're coaching is not comfortable.
Yeah. So to me, the most important part of this is when you start walking together. So the coach is actually going to meet with you at your session, and you're going to walk together. Now, given the pandemic, it kind of changes things a little bit. So if you're not comfortable in being close quarters with people, you could meet outside. You can wear the PPE that's necessary, or to me, this is last resort, absolute last resort. You do it over Zoom. And so you could do the book part over Zoom and maybe meet and go out. You can go to the mall if it's raining. You can go outside in nature and walk together. So, yeah, so there's that option.
I was coaching a pregnant lady, and she was very uncomfortable getting together with anyone. She had to be very careful, that's why. But now we met and we walked. So.
Yeah, that's neat. So ask your friend how they're feeling and use active listening. So, how's the program going? Are you, what challenges are you facing? What can I do better? You need the keys? Did I leave the car there? Oh, no, I parked it. Let's see if she can catch it. Yeah. Okay. So a huge part of this program is prayer. Okay, but we're not here to force people into prayer if they don't want to. This is absolutely free choice in every aspect of this. So a lot of times, I won't even pray with people from the beginning. Okay, if they're open to prayer, great. If not, no harm done. We're not going to say, well, we're not going to help you now. No, we're going to help them no matter what. Explore strengths from their past to build confidence. So let's say the first week they got all their water down. Awesome, they met their goal above and beyond. The next week we start exercise and they really just drop the ball. Hey, you know what? Don't worry. Look what you did with your water. You can do it with your exercise, okay? We're going to get it this week. Don't worry about it. So explore their past strengths and to help them build confidence. Assist with realistic small steps and setting goals to build confidence. I had a guy I was coaching. He barely drank any water. The first week, his water goal was to drink a gallon a day. I was like, please don't do that. Oh, no, I'm going to get it. Please don't do that. I'm going to get it. Okay, if you want to do that, I can't tell you what to do. Go ahead and drink your gallon of water a day. Next week, did you get it? No, I barely drank anything. And then he just kept going down and down and down from there because he did something unrealistic, and it just took his spirits down. So you want the goals to be advanced enough to where when they accomplish it, oh man, I did something. It was kind of hard, but I got it. But not so easy to where it was like, oh yeah, what's another ounce of water this week? So challenge your friend to aim high if you think they can. Emphasize your friend's feelings and needs. Accept them where they are. We all struggle. We all have our own skeletons in our closet. And you just got to accept that and just move forward and just help them no matter what level they're at. Explore their best experiences, values, and deep wishes. Maybe they really enjoyed the meal that you guys cooked together, and just, if they're having a struggle and, they kind of don't want to do it anymore, be like, man, remember how much fun we had that one time? Let's do that again. Or if they're doing the coaching because they want to live longer so they can see their great-grandkids, bring that back. So if they're struggling, like, oh, I can't really, you remember why you're doing this? Because you want to be with your great-grandkids. You want to see them. So just come back to those values, deep wishes. Keep an upbeat, positive attitude at all times, even with resistance. You'll get resistance sometimes, but don't worry, be happy, right? Praise your friends for their efforts and focus on the positive changes. You don't want to, okay, the next one. Balance overpraising and underpraising based on your friend's needs. Go ahead.
I just wanted to comment on that first. My husband was walking through the room when I was talking to my friend after the holidays, and he had only lost a couple pounds, and I wasn't very exuberant. And he reminded me later, that phrase is so critically important.
Mm-hmm.
They're already feeling discouraged.
Yeah.
Then I realized, hey, he lost 2 instead of gaining the typical 7.
Right.
So he really had achieved something there.
Yeah.
And I was able to focus on that positive.
Nice. Yeah. So, if someone makes their goal, always tell them, great job, proud of you, keep it up. Yeah, I'll make that happen. Yeah. I do have another book. I don't have any here, but it has all this in here. Yeah. Show appreciation for the challenges of making and maintaining goals. It's not easy changing the way you eat, your habits, drinking water, the way you sleep, making sure you get outside and get sunshine and fresh air. You really have to slowly change your life. This is a lifestyle change. This means you change the way you live. It's not easy to do, but thankfully this program goes very slow at your own pace. So when people make those goals, cheer them on. Revisit motivators when needed. I kind of talked about that already. Use humor to lighten the mood. Remember important days that they have mentioned, like birthdays, anniversaries, doctor's visits. To say, tomorrow I'm going to get my A1C checked. Maybe call them. Say, hey, how did your doctor's appointment go? Or at the next visit, what were the numbers? Are they better? What's going on? So, change failures into learning opportunities and life lessons. So just, look at, okay, so why did this happen? What can we learn from this? What can we do to make sure that doesn't happen again? So holidays come around, Thanksgiving. What do people say? Oh, I ate everything. And I ate everything again, right? So let's look at that. Why did that happen? What can we do different? How can we make sure that doesn't happen again? So turn those failures into learning opportunities and life lessons. Be supportive and encourage family and friends support. A lot of people have tried diets over and over and over again and have failed over and over and over again, and they don't want anyone knowing that they're going to be doing it again. Oh, she's on another diet. Oh, he's on another diet. A lot of times you're the only person that knows about what's going on. So you're going to be that support person. But if they have good family support, have them get their family in there because it's another level of accountability. Speak the truth in love to build self-esteem and hope. So sometimes you have to say, you know what, you just need to stop doing that if it's something that's going over and over again. But, say it in a kind, gentle way and just let them know that this is something that they're struggling with and they really need to make an effort to change it. Stay current in health news and wellness, health and wellness news. Things are always changing. There's always new studies, and one thing that was right 10 years ago is not right now. So being up to date on that is important. Recognize when to refer to a specialist. So you're not going to change anyone's medication. You're not going to tell them to stop drinking any medication. That's not in your scope. So if they're saying, you know, my blood pressure keeps going lower and lower after they're on this program for a while, and they're on blood pressure medication, you need to go to your doctor and tell him that, tell him what's happening, and he'll probably lower your medication. The same with their A1C, with their blood sugar. Affirm their good work and your desire to walk with them in the journey. Get regular input regarding what is or what is not working in the coaching sessions. That's very important as well. All right, health partner don'ts. Don't interrupt or cut off your friends while they're speaking. That's pretty self-explanatory. Don't talk too much. Don't play psychotherapist. You're there to listen to them, and they're not there to listen to you, you know, for the most part. You're not there to say, to take over and it be them coaching you. You're supposed to be coaching them. Don't wear the expert hat unless your friend gives you permission requesting the assistance or you're actually an expert in that area. Don't assume you understand what your friend is saying. Ask and clarify. So once again, repeating those questions and clarify. Don't impose your goals on your friend. They need to make their own goals. So that's one very important thing about being a coach. You never tell anyone what to do. You're not saying, well, you know, you need to walk 5 days a week, but I can only walk 3. No, but you need to walk 5. No, that's not what you do. The person you're coaching sets every single goal. Not only protects them, but it protects you. If you're setting the goals and they're not making the goals, guess whose fault it is? Right? But if they're setting the goals and they're not making it, it's not your fault. It's, you know, and we got to revisit that. So it's a little, just a little safety net there. Don't push your friends beyond their capabilities. Don't become impatient with a lack of change. It takes time for change. And there's one thing you need to tell them also, you know, you're not going to feel that different. It takes like 4 weeks to feel a difference after making changes. Okay, so you're not going to start drinking water and your whole life is going to change. That's not how it works. That's why it's a minimum of 12 weeks. So by the end of those 12 weeks, the weight should be coming down. You start reaching your goals, probably sleeping better. Really good all around. So just be patient with them. Don't focus on yourself and your issues during the sessions, and don't allow your friends to dwell on topics outside of your coaching scope. Okay, the program. So the program, the initial commitment is 12 sessions, ideally 1 session per week. Okay, so if they don't miss any sessions, then it's going to be 12 weeks. If they miss a session, it's now 13 weeks, because you have to get those 12 sessions in. So each week they miss, another week is just tagged on to the end. So it's very important to emphasize that. That way they don't miss, and it's really going to help things go better. Let's see. So at the end of the 12 weeks, you always want to reassess. You know, are you happy with the goals? Am I doing a good enough job? Do you want to continue? And if they want to continue, get another book and coach them again for another 12 weeks, like your friend. You know, and if after the 12 weeks you want to move to a bi-monthly, that's totally okay. It just depends. If they want to continue to meet monthly, then continue to meet, or weekly, continue to meet weekly.
What if we're doing this encouraging other programs that we know of? Like my friend who signed up for Diabetes Undone from a different church. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah.
You can help guys or if I partner with somebody, I can help. We can help each other. I've heard there's such and such from them.
Exactly. Hey, yeah, they're doing Diabetes Undone, or they're doing a cooking class, or...
Are you going to mention how long each session is?
Yeah. Okay. So think of the program like a staircase. The final step of the staircase is where they want to be, their perfect picture of health. So that's the wellness vision. So at the very top of the staircase is the wellness vision. Now this is the first thing you're going to do if you're being coached. You're You're going to fill out your wellness vision. So that's your finish line. That's the top of the staircase. Okay? However, like all staircases, there are some steps that have to be taken before you get to the last step, to the top step. Small steps that help people reach to the top step. So each week, a new goal will be based on the 8 Laws of Health video by Life and Health Network. And we'll see that video here in a little bit. So week 1, they'll set their wellness vision and their water goal for that week. The next week, they're going to set their activity goal and readjust their goal for water. So now they'll have 2 goals. Week 3, they're going to start nutrition. So they're going to set nutrition goal, and they're going to reassess their water goal. So if they met their water goal, they're going to bump it up. If they didn't, that was too hard, they can either lower it or do it again, the same goal. And then they're going to reassess and set a new activity goal. So each week, you're going to add something new, you're going to reassess everything else, and you're going to reset those goals. So it's progressive stair step. So sometimes, let's say you're going upstairs, and you're up here, you're almost there, and you drop something, you got to step back down, right? So sometimes if it gets too much, like the first 3 here, water, activity, nutrition, sleep, those are like the 4 hardest things to change. And those are the things we start tackling up front. A lot of times we get to nutrition or sleep and you're like, this is so much, this is too much for me. Okay, what do you want to work on? Well, let's just do water and activity. Okay, so guess what? We take a couple steps back. We're still on the staircase, there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes if it's too much, we don't want it to be too much, because guess what happens? They go to a different staircase. They get off the staircase, okay? So if we need to go step back a little bit so we can continue, that's totally fine, okay? So like I said, it's at your pace, and you just roll with it with what they can do. All right, so your first health partner session. Your first session will take about 1.5 to 2 hours. Now, in this training setting, I've always seen it do a lot faster. Usually in 45 minutes, both teams are done. If you take the 1.5 hours, we have the time for it. So don't feel like you need to rush through it. We want to make sure that you're getting everything you need out of it. The majority of your time will be setting up pages 8 and 9 in the wellness planner. That's where you're going to set up your wellness vision, look at your obstacles, strategies to overcome the obstacles, your motivators and support system. Okay, so let's look at the Health Partners Guide. So in the Health Partners Guide, you have all these cool little icons. And each icon is kind of an instruction. Okay, so when you see this guy here, the guy with the black shirt, he's your coach. Okay, so it's like having me with you there in the session. When you see him, there's something important for you to do. So you see that, say, hey, there's something here I got to do. Let me make sure I read this. When you see this guy, he's red. He's got the red caption box. You want to read that text. Now, once you get used to this, the flow of things, you don't have to read it word for word, but you can read it word for word. That way you make sure you hit all the points you need to. All right, when you see that, it's going to mean play on the DVD, pause the DVD, stop the DVD, go for a walk, review the logs, take time for them to make adjustment to their goals, and then it's time to set goals. And all that's in the book. Don't feel like you have to memorize all that right now. It's just little things to help you throughout the coaching session. Okay.
Excuse me, you might mention that's just in the hardcover.
Yeah, that's just in the hardcover. So right now we're kind of doing a training for the coaches. Okay. So this is what the book, the coach's book looks like. We've color-coded everything, so I know it's kind of hard to see real small print here, but this is the area where you're going to fill in your wellness vision. Okay, so I want to lose 50 pounds. I don't want to have high blood pressure anymore. I don't want to be diabetic anymore. Okay, so that's where those things would go. Now for the coach, this here is a page out of the wellness planner. So the person you're coaching has a wellness planner, and they're on page 8. And you're in your health partners book on page 24, but on page 25, it's their page 8. So you're always on the same page with them, and the instructions for that section is right here color-coded in blue. Okay, so if you're going over the wellness vision, everything here in blue is the instructions. Everything in green for the obstacles, these are the instructions here. Strategies, instructions here. So you're always on the same page, you always know where they are, and the instructions are clear, loud for you to see. Okay. Yeah, so page 25, you've got page 8 of their book, and then you've got all the different sections there. Okay, so setting up the wellness vision. Your wellness vision is who you want to be, what you want to be doing. So like I said, I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to be off my blood pressure medication. I don't want diabetes anymore. Okay, that would be the wellness vision. How are you going to do that? You're going to do that by active listening and asking open-ended questions. Very simple, same things all the time. And the wellness vision could be any length of time depending on their vision. So losing 15 pounds versus losing 150 pounds, it's obviously going to be different. So some sample questions here. So how does ideal wellness look like for you personally? So that opens Pandora's box, right? So everyone can have a different idea of what their health is supposed to be like. Some body types are good around 130 pounds. Other body types need to be 180. Okay, so it's going to vary per person. What are some things that you would like to be doing regularly that are now difficult for you to do? Would you like to be able to go up a staircase and not be completely out of breath? Would you like to run around with your kids, your grandkids? Okay, so those are things you can put in there. I want to be able to play with my kids and not be tired. That would be part of the wellness vision. How would you like to see yourself at the end of the 12-week program? All right. What are some things you want to be doing when you have achieved your ideal wellness? So your setting up the wellness vision is who they want to be, what they want to be doing. It could be any length of time depending on their vision, and asking open-ended questions. Now, when people are setting these goals, you don't want them to say, you know, I would like to lose 50 pounds. It would be nice to not be diabetic. It's, I will lose 50 pounds, right? It needs to be affirmative. So I will lose 50 pounds. I will not be diabetic. I will not have high blood pressure. The words are powerful. If it's just something, you know, yeah, I'd like to go to the mall. Are you probably going to go to the mall? No. I will go to the mall and buy that thing. You're probably going to go get it, right? So make sure they don't do those I would try, when I can, I would like to type of things. So then you'll have them fill that out. So in the wellness vision area, I will weigh 150 pounds and be diabetes free. I will be able to play with my grandchildren without getting tired so quickly. Those are examples of wellness visions. Identifying obstacles. Lack of motivation, medical conditions, laziness. Some people just flat out say, I'm lazy, and I don't do it. And I appreciate the honesty. How are you going to figure out the identifying obstacles? How are you going to identify the obstacles? Asking open-ended questions and active listening. Those are the two things. So what are some examples of obstacles? I do not prioritize myself, and I am busy taking care of other people. I make excuses. I'm lazy. Those are very common ones. We want to get over those obstacles, right? So we're going to come up with strategies to overcome the obstacles. So to do this, you need to look at people's strengths. People have weaknesses. People have strengths. You got to explore those. Use active listening and asking open-ended questions to get to the root of the problem. This is really where you can learn about people's struggles. You're going to get real personal with these people, and the coaches are going to get real personal with you. And you're going to tell them things that you normally wouldn't tell other people because we just don't share our struggles, and that's okay. That's what's supposed to happen. Because if you're not telling them, they're not able to help you as well. So you need to be honest with them. And so by asking these open-ended questions, it's really gonna just facilitate that. All right, so what are some strategies to overcome those obstacles? I will begin to prioritize myself and learn to say no. A lot of this, people are, they're taking care of their parents, or they have a disabled person in their family. All their time goes to helping that person, and there's no time for self-care. Well, guess what? If you do that, what's going to happen? They're going to be disabled. Yeah. You're going to run yourself in the ground, and now someone's going to have to come and take care of both of you. So you have to prioritize yourself. Doesn't mean you abandon that person, but it's just a change in the way things are done. I will stop making excuses and being lazy because I realize they are only making me miss out on things that are truly important to me. Finding motivators. Guess what you're going to do? You're going to ask open-ended questions, and you're going to use active listening, right? So things that motivate people are usually things that are of value to them: God, children, spouse, pets. Those are, or hobbies. Motivators that can help people strengthen their commitment to the task at hand. If you hold these motivators in mind, it will help them stay on track. What are some motivators here? My family, not being sick anymore, having more energy, living long enough to see my great-grandchildren. Those are common motivators. So support system. You might be that one support person for them. Now this is where you can find out if they belong to any organizations like a gym or a church or anything like that. And support system could be my husband, my daughter, you as the coach, and maybe they don't belong to any organizations or clubs. So this is kind of the point in the coaching session where I decide if I'm going to ask the person for prayer. So if they don't belong to a church, I might hold back. If they say they do, and it's a Christian church, then I would do that. I don't want to offend them if they're Hindu or Muslim or something and pray to a God they don't believe in. I don't want to do that. Okay. So weekly sessions. So each week you're going to go there and you're going to have a session, right? Now this is kind of what the weekly session area looks like for the coaches. So again, color-coded instructions for each thing. You're going to have them, once you watch the video, which we'll see here in a little bit, you will read these key points from the videos, and then you'll have them fill out these 2 critical thinking questions, and then read the tips for success for that week. Pretty simple. I'm supposed to click at a certain time, but it's all right. Okay, so setting up a weekly goal. How are you going to help them set up a weekly goal? It's kind of a theme rolling through with these questions, right? Ask open-ended questions, use active listening, right? So let's say the person drinks 20 ounces of water a day, but they need to set a new water goal, right? So you would say, okay, how much water are you drinking today? Oh, about 20 ounces. Okay. How much would you like to add to that? We'll shoot for 10 ounces this week. There's the goal. See how simple that was? It's very simple. So what is your water goal for this week? I'll drink 50 ounces of water each day. I will buy a water bottle today and use it. So maybe they need that water bottle, so they carry it with them. So you want to think about things like that. They're going to make it successful. Then they're going to go to the back of the book, and they're going to log their progress. So there's an example of each goal, how they should write it, and then each day they're going to log how many ounces. So there's 7 boxes here. When they come back the next week, you're going to be able to see the progress. You're going to be able to hold them accountable. And it's really neat to see, especially when you get to the end. You can see where people started, and you can see where they finished, and how they started with like 20 ounces of water. Now they're drinking like 3/4 of a gallon a day or whatever, and it's really neat to see all on paper. So here's kind of an outline of the weekly sessions. So you're going to watch the 8 laws overview video. This is session 1. So you get there, you're going to build that rapport, right? Hey, remember me, or whatever. And then you're going to sit down, and you're going to say, all right, we're going to watch a video, and it's going to kind of give us an overview of the laws of health that this program is based off of. And so you're going to watch that video, and then you're going to pause the video, and then you're going to go through and you're going to set up that wellness vision, their obstacles, strategies to overcome the obstacles, motivators, and set them up with the support system. And then once that's done, you're going to push play on that video, and you're going to watch the next video on water. And then you'll go through the book, you'll review those key points, you'll ask them those 2 questions, look at the tips for success, and then they'll set a water goal for that week. And that's the end of the first session. So you get everything figured out, the vision, obstacles, all that, and it takes a lot of time to do that, and then all they have to do is set a water goal for that week and start drinking water. And most people are really relieved when that's all they have to do, because they just pulled all the skeletons out of the closet, and they just figured out, looked at everything that they needed to change, and then, oh, I just have to drink water? Oh, that's great. It's really nice. So it's really just a nice segue. So session 2, you're going to start walking with each other. So when you get to their home, you'll go for a walk. So that's kind of the first thing you're going to do. Now, some people can only walk from here to the road. Some people could walk around the block. If they can only walk from here to the road, you're not going to say, hey, well, let's try and get the whole block today. No. I always tell people, we walk at your pace. Whenever you want to turn around, we're turning around. I'm not here to follow you with a whistle and try and get you to move, right? Whatever you can do, that's what you're going to do. Now, if you keep doing whatever you can do for a week, 2 weeks, guess what? You're going to be able to go a little more. And so, and people will push themselves because they're with you and they're going to do it. But you always want to tell them, and I remind them for the first few sessions that we're walking together, your pace, whenever you want to turn around, we turn around. And that's just the way to go. Okay, so you'll go for that walk first thing, and then you're going to review the water log. So you're going to see how they did on water that last week. And then you're going to set that goal. And then you're going to watch the video on exercise. And so once you watch the video on exercise, you're going to review the key points from the video. You're going to answer those critical thinking questions. You're going to look at the tips for success. And then you're going to go to the back of the book and set an exercise goal. And that's the end of session 1. Session 3, same thing. You go for a walk, review the water and activity goals from the week before. Then you're going to watch the video on nutrition. You're going to review the key points from from the book. And then you're going to set the nutrition goal for that week. So it's basically just, once you get in the groove, it's going to be very repetitive, but very effective as well. All right. So, a big part of this program is to get people to begin a spiritual walk. And so the science behind it is, and there's many, many studies out there, is that our spiritual walk becomes better when we are physically healthy. We are a holistic being. We are physical, or mental, or spiritual, or emotional. We're social creatures, okay? And science just backs that up. Even secular science, they realize that there is a spiritual element to being human. And they're all interconnected, okay? So if you have no friends, and what's that's probably going to lead to? That's probably going to lead to depression. So you've got a social, you're ill socially. It's going to create a mental illness, depression, which is you're not going to want to go outside and exercise. You're probably going to eat yourself, just eat a lot. So you see how they're all interconnected? It's kind of a snowball effect. So we want to facilitate people to have a stronger spiritual life. So this program is geared to help people accomplish that. Now here's the thing. If you get to the end and people don't want with anything spiritual, what do? You quit working with them, right? Not at all. Okay? Jesus healed people no matter how they treated him. He knew what they were going to do to them eventually, but he still healed them no matter what. Everyone that came to Jesus found healing. None were turned away. Entire cities were healed. The same people that were going to nail him to the cross, if they needed to be healed and they came to him, he's going to heal them no matter what. So I'm not sure where you are, people out here, if you're Seventh-day Adventist or not, just realize our goal is to help people spiritually eventually, but we're never going to shove anything down your throat, and we're never going to make you feel like we don't want to help you because you don't want to be a Seventh-day Adventist. Okay, that's not at all why we're here. We're going to help you no matter what. Okay, so but our goal is to facilitate that if you so want. Okay, so there's a lot of things out there that are kind of bait and switch. So we bait you with this thing, and then we just want to get you into a Bible study and get you to join our church. This is not what this is about. I am anti that. Okay, I don't want any part of that kind of stuff. So this is not a bait and switch program to lure people into Bible studies. We want to help people no matter what they want as far as spiritual needs. Okay, this really does bring about a spiritual transformation. When you see people's lives get better physically, then their whole life begins to change. And you can sit back and watch it. It's amazing. You don't have to mention God, and you can see the Holy Spirit working in people's lives. And it's just, there's nothing else like it. It's just the best thing in the world. Health partnering helps people become healthier. It prepares their mind to appreciate truth as the frontal lobe clears. So as you are getting physically active, and this is kind of, like I said, this is the last presentation of my training, so I already gave that other part last year. But it helps your frontal lobe, which is why this program helps depression, which is why this program helps you make better choices, which is why this program gives you better judgment, better memory. It's top of the line, okay? So when we clear our frontal lobe, it helps us to have better spiritual enlightenment, I guess. It develops a relationship of trust that makes people more comfortable opening up and talking about spiritual things. So you guys, whoever you partner with, you're going to be friends. RJ, who's coaching the guy that lost 40 pounds, he says, you know what the coolest thing about this is? We're friends now. Now he has another friend, right? Everyone you coach, you become friends. And so if you don't want any more friends, I guess this isn't for you, because you're gonna become friends. As they begin to feel better, they will get excited about learning what else you have to share. They have had an experience just as the people Jesus healed did, and they will want to tell the world about it. When people start, let's say you have a family member you haven't seen in 6 months, and you see them again, and you haven't talked to them, and they're down 40 pounds. You'd be like, oh my goodness, what happened? Well, let me tell you about what happened, right? They're going to tell you about the changes, and so it's just really awesome. So where's the cookie cutter? Where's the thing that's going to, that special line that's going to get someone to want to begin a spiritual walk? There's not. Everyone is different, okay? I've had people that I coached, and it was like 3 years later where they made a spiritual decision. Some people are ready for it right off the bat. So you just gotta work with people. And when it comes about, it comes about. And guess what? Some people never want it, and that's okay too. So red light, yellow light, green light. While I'm coaching people, I'm always kind of dropping seeds just to kind of see where they are. I'll say something spiritual and see if they bite. If they respond, great. If they don't really respond, then I'm not going to keep egging it on. If they completely shut it down, that's the red light. Do you run red lights? You don't run the red lights, right? Because somebody gets mad and somebody's going to give you a ticket, right? So if they give you the red light, stop. Don't try and pressure people. This is not, no, I don't want to hear about anyone doing that. If they don't really take it, maybe wait a while and try again. If they get a green light, then, proceed with caution. Okay, we pretty much covered all this. All right, let's take a break. And we're going to come back and we'll pass out the books that you guys want. So if you just want someone to help you, if you just want help with your health, you'll want the Wellness Planner, okay? If you want to coach someone, you'll need this book. This is the Health Partner's Guide. If you want, now, maybe, I don't know how you guys have figured out the pairing, if you figure that out. But if you want to coach someone and you want help with your health, then you'll need both. Or if you pair up with someone that also wants to be helped and help, you both can go in on one book, and then let's say I'm coaching, I always get you and your brother, Ansel, okay. So let's say I'm coaching Ansel, and Ansel wants to be a coach too. So we'll both buy one of these, and we'll both split the cost of one of these. Then he'll coach me, and when he's done coaching me, we'll just switch. And so I use the book, he uses the book, he uses the book, I use the book. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So if you want to be coached, and you don't want to coach, you just need this one. If you want to just be a coach, you only need this one. And if you want to coach and be coached, you'll need both. If you want to buy one on your own, that's fine. Or if you want to split one with someone, you guys can figure that out. Raluca.
And I don't want anyone that belongs to our church, if it's not in your budget, I want you to do it. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it. Don't let the expense, the dollar sign scare you, because we will support you in that. It's such a beautiful ministry.
I will add to that. So we used to do this for free. Now, this book, it's now 100 pages pretty much. It used to be this little 4-page booklet that we'd fold in half, and we do it for free to people. When we created this book and we started charging people, what we realized is that when people have a little buy-in, they really stick to it. If it's free, you're more than likely to just toss it aside, okay? So just gonna, if you can only give $1, give the $1. If you can only give $5, give the $5. But it's a psychological thing. It's a psychological thing. So if you're able to, yeah, it just.
I was referring to not the $30 one, but the other one.
Oh, to the other one. Okay. So if you want to be a coach, there's help for that for members. Yeah.
And one more thing.
Yeah.
Before we start for a break, is that the sessions that follow, initially I thought they all had to be like an hour long, but in your guidebook it says a half hour is fine. And that took some pressure off of me. Money is one thing, time is harder for some of us to come by even with money. So that was a relief, but the truth is once we got going on our class each time, or our part, we always went an hour, just because we wanted to catch up with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't have to.
Right. So, exactly right. So like I said, your first session is going to be 1.5 to 2 hours, and then each session after that, 30, maybe 45 minutes. As you get toward the end, where you're working on 6 goals and you have to go through all those logs, it might get a little longer. But, yeah, that's...
I think it's really important to pay attention to the needs of the person that you're working with, because there's nothing worse than thinking you're in for 30, 45 minutes, and now you are on for an hour and 15 because the person partnering with you is taking so much time with you.
man, it's really taking a lot longer than I thought. We're week 6 and I'm getting behind on things. And so you still want to, just aim for that. And one thing that's good to do is, and I would do this in my work, giving Bible studies and stuff, and you have certain people you're giving Bible study to, and they can just talk and they'll take your whole day just talking, right? And they just love it. But set an appointment for prayer. So let's say I have a 2 o'clock appointment with them. I want to be, hour and a half. So at 3:30, I have a 3:40 appointment with God for prayer. And so you can say, I have an appointment at 3:40. I got to get out of here at this time. And so you can do that. So it just kind of, it gives you a way out. Okay, let's take a 10-minute break. So back at 25 after, and then we're going to distribute the materials. If you're not sure about the book, the Health Partners Guide, if you're going to be a coach, you're welcome to use one. Just please, if you don't want it, we're going to end up reselling it, so make sure it doesn't get dirty, and don't write in it. So be back in 10 minutes, and we will get started on this. We've got good time going here.